Alright, since we last talked about Victor Osimhen and the Napoli saga, there have been a couple of developments of note. For starters, there was the game last night against Udinese. Then we had the post-game comments made by the Napoli head coach Rudy Garcia. And today we had Napoli itself coming out with a statement on the situation. We're going to be looking at all those right here on this video. Before we get into that though, please don't forget to like this video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much. So yeah, on the last episode, we started with the story of an already struggling Napoli dropping 2 Serie A points at newly promoted Bologna, with Victor Osimhen missing a penalty late in that game. Victor was also subbed off in that very game, and judging from his reaction, he wasn't happy about his sub. Let his coach know about it, which definitely wasn't something that he should have been doing. But going into that night, the big story was basically Napoli imploding. 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. Definitely not the hot start that they had the season before when they won the league title. Even a couple of seasons ago when they finished 3rd, they didn't start this slow. So things were not looking good. People were not happy. But the next thing that happened was not only ridiculous, it was shocking, because Napoli's TikTok account made not 1 but 2 videos disrespecting Victor Osimhen, basically making fun of the guy. And you're like, what? And basically everybody's like, are you serious? Because you can't even do this to any player, and talk less of a player like Victor Osimhen, who has done so much for your club. So everybody was really in shock, and Victor definitely, like everybody, did not like that, and he felt somehow about it. His representatives talked about leaving the door open for a lawsuit. But pushing to last night, Victor was in action for Napoli. He started the game, which basically was the first question asked, like, would he start this game? I mean, not only do you have the big issue with the TikTok videos, you also had the issue with the coach when you were substituted in the last match. But credit to the coach for giving him the opportunity to start the game. He scored a goal in the 39th minute. The match ended 4-1 in favor of Napoli. And basically the coach spoke after the game. Victor didn't speak. No interview after this game. The coach on this comment, he's talking about the game against Bologna, and he's saying, in Bologna we were all frustrated and angry for not having won. Victor in particular, because he missed the penalty. We clarified things and everything returned to sports and normality. Then there were 2 days to manage due to a clumsy episode, basically the posting of the video. So he has talked about the Bologna issue, and he's also talked about the TikTok videos. So all in one right there. And he's basically saying the issue about the getting subbed off and not being happy, that's like water under the bridge. But he also spoke about the issue with the videos, calling it a clumsy issue, a clumsy episode, which kind of sounds right. I mean, I feel like it could have been even worse than clumsy, but I mean, clumsy does sound right because it's a self-imposed type of situation when you're being clumsy, and that kind of was what happened in this situation, self-imposed by Napoli. Nobody sent you to make such a ridiculous video twice. So those were the coach's comments on that situation. Then he also spoke about a penalty earlier in the match, the 19th minute of the match. Napoli had a penalty, and he says basically Victor Osimhen is still the penalty taker. He complimented him for giving up the penalty, the first goal which Zielinski scored, and basically he said he has an excellent relationship with him since he arrived, and he is happy he scored. Always wants his center forward to score because they want to score. So of course that comment right there with the coach, seems like everything is still right with the coach. I feel like things are still right with his teammates. Even that 11-second video was kind of put out there, and people were speculating a bunch. I said I wasn't going to speculate, and as you see on the game day, I mean, you want him to shake your hand or you want him to give you a penalty. He gave Zielinski the penalty, and that was one of the people sitting out there. So definitely no real issue with Victor Osimhen and his teammates. He's definitely just fine with all of them. Now, when it comes to Napoli, the club did put out a statement today about the situation, and to me, it was kind of like, I'm kind of even shocked at the statement because it really doesn't even let you know anything. No apology from the club. So this is it right here. It goes, Calcio Napoli, in order to avoid any exploitation on the topic, specifies that it never intended to offend or make fun of Victor Osimhen, the club's technical asset. To demonstrate this, during the summer's training camp, the club firmly rejected every offer received from the attacker's transfer abroad. It represents a fact of common experience that on social media, in particular TikTok, expressive language has always been created with lightness and creativity, without having had, in the case involving Osimhen, any intention of mockery or derision. However, if Victor had perceived any offense towards him, this was foreign to any will of the company. And that's that. I mean, from the statement, I feel like this is just a club that's refusing to take any responsibility for their action. From the start, you're saying you never intended to make fun of Victor Osimhen, but your only excuse is the fact that you rejected offers during the summer. So that's just kind of ridiculous right there. I mean, I don't even get how you feel like that's an excuse right there. Just ridiculous from Napoli. Absolutely ridiculous, unprofessional from Napoli. I think maybe they're scared of the lawsuit, because the lawsuit thing has been brought up, and they're like, if we probably say we're sorry, it's like we're amend to something. And I don't know, but definitely it's crazy. If you were not going to apologize, if you're not going to take responsibility for the situation, I don't even know what's the use of coming out and saying anything. That's how I feel about that statement right there. I just think the relationship just might not be good enough with the club for it to last past this season. And it's real sad, because I wanted Victor Osimhen to really make a legacy over there at Napoli. Really good club. Just a shame that this situation right here has to happen. And you see the response, like I said in the previous video, it almost seemed like the club was egging whoever did that thing on, because if you see the response right here, you're not even saying this was somebody's fault or anything. You're just saying basically, oh well, whatever. That's what it seems like. You're really not taking any kind of responsibility. Either way it goes, that's that from the club. I feel like everybody else is on a go. I feel like he's good with his coaches. He's good with his teammates. I feel like that situation in the game, that Udinese game, could be a turnaround for Napoli. That's just my opinion on the situation. If you just watch the game, everybody felt like they were playing for each other in this game. It didn't feel like they were a bunch of individuals, which they have, even in their championship season. Sometimes during the ending of the season, they were playing for themselves. But in this game, you could see they trying to find Victor Osimhen early. They were giving him good chances. The pass that was made by Politano for the goal was just amazing. Beautiful pass to Victor Osimhen right there. It seemed like a really good game. You had Kvaratskhelia scoring a goal finally this season. You see the emotion that he let off after scoring that goal. The stadium was crazy. They even scored the fourth goal. Simeone scoring again. So I feel like things were looking good, and I feel like this right here, they could rally around this situation and turn it around into good. I really do feel that, and I feel like it was meant for bad, but it could be turned into something good, and they could really achieve something this season. You saw Inter Milan losing a game yesterday. AC Milan still rolling, but they can all lose a game. You're not going to pick and choose when you lose. They can all lose. They can all drop points, and Napoli can catch up. You see Real Madrid, their central defenders, like 3 of them injured. They're going to be playing Napoli next week, I believe on Tuesday. So things like that, they can just be taking advantage of things like that going on. And I think this season can be turned around. I truly feel like this season can be turned around. And I feel like you got Victor Osimhen, one of the best players in the world. Forget strikers. One of the best players in the world on your team. And you got a whole bunch of talented players. So I feel like this can be done by Napoli. They could turn everything around. But like I said, I don't know if the club can turn this situation around and get them to want to stay past this season. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the newest developments in this Victor Osimhen and Napoli saga. Put it in the comment section, let us all know. And please don't forget to like this video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.